let me go ahead and get the recording started. All right, awesome. And again, welcome to the 5-day Facebook lead challenge. And this is day 3. If you are here, I am very proud of you for actually making it this far. And congratulations for fulfilling your commitment to yourself. Because there's a lot of people who say, oh yeah, I'm all in. And then they show up the first day, then half of them drop off for the second day. And by the third day, it's like 25% of the people. So if you are here on day 3, make a commitment to yourself that for the remaining, so today, tomorrow, and the day 5, that you will show up live, that you will be here, because there's nothing like the present to actually take action and get things to happen. And if you're anything like me, it's like, if it's not live, it is not as exciting. So go ahead right now. I want you to write down #live or #replay wherever you are watching it. Again, if you see the little live button over here, it says red and it's flashing, it says live. That means you're live. Otherwise, you're probably watching it in the replay. So again, #live or #replay down below. Without any more ado, let's get started on day 3. Let's make sure we share sound in case I want to share you anything. All right, so welcome to day 3. And again, today we are going to discuss one of my favorite topics, which is, first of all, welcome, is how to stand out among agents, how to stand out among this sea of agents, and how to use this cool marketing hack to actually skyrocket your sales and get hundreds of leads a week. Use this marketing hack without a huge audience, paid ads, or posting every day. Again, so day 1 we covered, which is finding your who. Day 2 was something else. Day 3 is what to say and how to say it. So just kidding. We're going to move on to the 5 secrets to never lose a lead. I got confused on my topics. And then tomorrow we'll talk about content. Actually, we're going to talk about some content today, I think. And then number 5, day 5, we're going to talk about your money mindset. Okay, so quickly recap on the points. The points, I'm working hard to keep track of them. Yesterday on day 2, you had 10 points available. You had the opportunity to write 2 key takeaway posts or 2 key takeaways. And if you did, you got 1 point for each of them. So tally up your totals. And if you joined Facebook groups yesterday, you get up to 6 points for each one that you successfully joined or that you requested to join. Okay, so you get 6 points for joining those Facebook groups. And again, if you did do that profile ring, you get 2 points for that, because that's just super cool. It's just super cool. I get so excited with these graphics, and honestly, what it helps is start a conversation, because we all want to create content so that we can have conversations. That is the whole point of content, to create conversations. So if you've got a profile ring around your picture and somebody says, hey, what's that about? They can talk to you. Or if they visit the URL, they'll find out from me about what the whole thing is about. So it's super cool. It is a great conversation starter. And if nothing else, it's a little bit of brand recognition. So challenge points is there. So let's talk about your Facebook groups. Oh, that didn't come up right. I have one more slide in between there. No, I didn't. All right, so Facebook groups, when you do join them, okay, well, that slide is going to pop up somewhere in the future. Oh, and then we'll talk about it then. So we're going to talk about mistake number 3, which is your availability. And your availability, this is weird. Why are we not going? Oh, speaking of availability, I want you to, if you are here, if you are watching, I want you to know that you are invited to schedule a strategy session call. And what this is, it's going to be a quick call with me where we actually have an exploration of what you're currently doing, of some of your current strengths around lead generation, around what you're doing for your daily activities, what we could do to maybe help you with anything that's holding you back, see how you can apply your strengths to your marketing, find your unique messaging. And at the end, I'm going to give you a free training, and you're going to have a 30-day plan to walk away with, so you know what to do at the end of 30 days. Okay. So the mistake I wanted to talk about with you was that a lot of agents always make themselves available. So mistake number 3 is that you are always available. Okay. We know some grocery stores that are 24/7, and too many agents are working harder at the whim of their clients and not smarter, especially early on. So instead of sitting down and actually sketching out a plan of where they want their appointment blocks to be, what they want their day to look like, and actually being proactive about it, a lot of agents end up just running out in the middle of the day to show houses to their clients, or needing to go over to something else because your brokerage said, oh, we're going to have a contract class. And so what I found is that jumping in and doing what other people have put on your schedule always produces a negative result in the long run. So what you really want to do is be proactive in your scheduling. So create your specific business hours. So what does this look like? Hold on. Hey there, not right now. Thank you. Two little girls at my door. Creating your specific business hours. So if you are living at effect, basically living in response to other people's schedules, you give away the power to actually create boundaries around your business. And you are here in the real estate business because you want freedom, you want independence, and people will respect you when they see that you have boundaries. Okay, I'm looking to see if anybody has trouble getting into the Zoom room today. If you do have trouble, send me a message on the Facebook Messenger. Okay, so we want to create boundaries and specific workday blocks. Okay, just as an example, this would be a schedule that you could do. So if you had like the daily schedule, what do you do at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m.? What are the 3 things that you would focus on today? What are the appointments that you would have? And then top priorities. Now this has 5. I would just say like 3. Okay. Oh, there we go. Top 3. What meals are you going to eat? What food are you going to eat? So again, we want to take decision making out of your day so that you can move quickly and not have to lose time trying to decide what to eat, what to wear, what should I do today? No, the decision making is all done in batches up front when you create the schedule, so that when you show up to work, you already know what to do. So here is just an example schedule that has been super effective for a lot of agents that I have worked with, the top producing teams, that you want to eat that frog in the beginning, which is basically just get your lead generation done, feed your business in the morning while you're fresh, while you've got high motivation, and you don't get too tired where you just schlep it off. Okay. So you want to do lead generate. This is, again, ideal. However, if you've got children, if you've got family members, if you've got other obligations, if you've got another job, you might want to move these things around. In general, 9 to 11 is a good time for lead generation. 11 to 12 would be just like a good follow-up for anybody who is in your warm pipeline. Okay, so 9 to 11 would be new people. 11 to 12 would be follow-up. 12 to 1 is admin stuff, like putting in any numbers, doing any contracts. Then you've got a lunch break, run errands. 2 o'clock, you take your first appointment. Your next appointment at 3:30. Next appointment about 5, which means that you can wrap up by 6:30. You are home and off work at 6:45. And if you can stick to this, and you're probably not going to have 3 appointments a day, but if you can stick to this type of schedule and you can move things around as you need to, your life is going to be way easier. You're going to be able to lower your anxiety. And some of the benefits of having a daily routine, you just alleviate the anxiety. You show up more focused because you're not lost in decision making. It promotes your healthy habits, and you're not going to get burnt out. But creating a routine that works for you doesn't happen all at once. So when you are creating this, when you are inside of your time block, the time to make decisions is not in the moment. It's either afterwards or before. But whatever you have decided, one way to develop confidence is actually to show up and do the thing that you said you were going to do. So I do want to move on to show you the 5 secrets. Yeah, we're going to do the 5 secrets to never lose a lead. Now, I don't know why this is not in the agenda. I might need to update that slide. 5 secrets to never lose a lead really came about. So I was working on the real estate team, and I started getting calls to coach other agents. I started getting calls for like, hey, can you help me decide how to create a lead generation team or a sales team? And so I was creating a lot of sales videos because I was saying a lot of the same things. My flagship program, basically the big thing that I was doing, I was like, okay, you need to do these 5 things. And when you do these 5 things, they are going to take your prospect all the way through and land them as a client. There's a couple of other little details that you could go through, but overall, these are the 5 things that you need to do every time you talk to a prospect. So anywhere the lead is oh, by the way, my company at the time was called 5 Script Secrets. Now I am Catapult Lead Gen. Catapult. So anywhere the leads are coming from, whether they're coming from a video post somewhere, cold calling, YouTube, Instagram, cold texting, door knocking, Facebook ads, Facebook funnel, profile funnel, Facebook organic, anywhere they're coming, everybody gets a voice-to-voice, person-to-person conversation. This is the real meat of the sales. Okay, this is really where the magic happens. Okay, here are your 5 secrets to never lose a lead. So the very first thing that we always do when anybody comes into our world is we want to, I thought I had some, that's weird. Oh, I had some animation here. Oh, I see why I had that slide. Okay, let's talk about the 5 secrets to never lose a lead. So the Catapult Sales Framework, I hear agents say, well, I don't want to be salesy, or it can feel icky or uncomfortable for some people, right? Even this whole money game, like asking for money, how do I even defend my commission? Am I actually worth it? How am I actually going to give value to handle their assets? And all of these stories get caught in your head. And so I want you to think about it this way. This is going to be 5 things of the easiest framework that you have ever learned before. And I've done a lot of sales training, and I've been on a lot of sales calls, over 30,000 sales calls my first year on the real estate team. 30,000. I tell you what, if you want a thick skin, you want to develop your getting used to being rejected, make 30,000 cold calls. So now I am hired regularly by other team leaders to help coach their people on how to do sales calls. So I'm going to teach you today how to do a sales call, how to have even an opening, just the very first discovery call, without feeling salesy or pushy. And it's going to feel really elegant for you to do it. And I promise you, you're not going to get this type of framework anywhere else. And I'm not going to give you a script or like a specific word by word thing to say, because those things are available out there. What I am going to do is show you the framework of the types of questions you need to ask and the strategy behind it. So the first thing that you always need to do whenever you get somebody new on the phone is to just have a person-to-person chat, right? You have to get their attention. But let's say you get them from your content, you have chatted them up into your DMs, you get them on a sales call. And they're like, yeah, I'll talk to you about solving my problem. Chit chat about a minute or so, and then set the frame. Now, the frame is the super important part. It basically tells them what the call is about. You're outlining the objectives at the beginning, okay? But again, rapport, you're probably not in the real estate business if you're not good at chit chat, and you're like a people talking avoidant. No, if you're in real estate, if you're a real estate agent, you probably love talking to people. So it's probably easy for you to, at a party or a wedding or something, just go up to somebody and have chit chat. The frame, though, is the thing that most people do not do. Most people just jump into conversation. The frame is the important part, sets the objective. So you might say, hey, well, great. I'd love to have a quick chat with you about this. Just to let you know, what I'm going to do is find out where you are, where you're going, and what you've done so far. Does that sound good? That's it. Basically, you're telling them, hey, I'm going to ask you some questions about this, about that, about this. Okay? Get their buy-in. All right? So that is the frame. From there, what you're going to do, you're going to ask them questions about where they are. This is the next part where you really start discovering and you start being the detective. Now, this is the fun stuff. This is the stuff that I love. I love this stuff. Okay. You're going to ask them, and you are going to remember the specific words they say. You are going to remember what phrases they use. Okay, because then we're going to use that and plug them in later. So the first thing you're going to ask them about is what their challenges are. I'm sorry, what they want, what their challenges are, and where are they now? Okay, so let's just look at a simple example of what this would look like. So for instance, this is one of your opening questions here. It could be either this one or that other one. So moving is a lot of work. Would even put that on your radar? That would be an opening question once, or if you have a different one, different scenario, well, or if you're talking to an expired, well, when you were thinking about moving, what was making you want to move? Depending on the source, you choose the opening question. Then you get into the good stuff. Make sure you write things down. Write things down word for word, okay? I was thinking about moving because we want another bedroom. That's going to be thing one, a bedroom. Want another bedroom. Write that down. Another bedroom. Tell me more about wanting another bedroom. Well, we just needed, we want to separate our daughters. We want to give them their own space to get ready in the morning. Oh, okay. Well, so that's thing two, give them a space to get ready in the morning. What will giving your daughters their own space to get ready in the morning do for you? And then he's going to give you, or the person is going to give you thing number three. Well, they're always arguing over closet space. They really want their own rooms, and they're getting older now. So this might be an obvious question, but what will the girls having their own space actually mean for you? Well, it'll mean that I don't have to be a referee in the morning. It'll mean that they are happier. They won't fight all the time because they are not in each other's hair. Okay. So by the way, what do you mean is only just a clarifying question if you need it. So then as the agent, I would reflect back. So what I'm hearing you say is you want another bedroom, because that's what the person said initially, because your daughters want their own space, because you don't want to be a referee in the morning, and ultimately whatever the other things he said were. Is that right? And he's going to realize, oh my gosh, this person has paid attention to the things that I said. So the next thing you say, you drop down to challenges. Well, curious, what's getting in the way of you moving or getting in that other bedroom? What's stopping you? Well, we hadn't really found another house to move into. Oh, well, tell me more about your search or finding another house to move into. Well, uh, there aren't many listings on the market. Oh, what will having listings on the market do for you? Well, we just thought that we needed an agent we thought we could find the house ourselves online before we called an agent. Oh, well, this might be an obvious question, but what will having the house before an agent mean for you? Well, it's going to be blah, blah, blah. Okay. Then the agent sums it all up. So what I'm hearing you say is you wanted to find a house before you sold this one because you wanted to find a house before you got an agent because you didn't think there were as many houses on the market, and that's going to result in you being able to sell this one. Is that right? Okay. And then again, we can ask that again for where are you now? Well, curious, what kinds of things have you done already, or what kinds of things you're looking for in an agent? And again, you go through this same process, okay? This is how you find their motivation. This is the discovery part, okay? When you start getting the hang of this, you don't have to ask every single question. You really just kind of get the hang of this. You get the hang of just digging deep. Ask them 3 follow-up questions for every question you ask them, though. So real quick, I want to ask you where you are in your real estate business. Same thing for you. I'm going to ask you about your goals, and I want you to drop it in the chat down below. What are you looking to achieve with your real estate business? Where are you going with this? What's your ultimate goal? And why did you jump into this 5-day challenge? I'll give you about 30 seconds. I want you to drop it in the chat down below. Okay, let's look at the second one then. Hope that you took the time and you wrote some answers down below. Let's look at challenges that you might be having. What's getting in the way of you starting your business? Now, this is not, you don't have to answer every single question, but I'm hoping that you give me just kind of an idea of your challenges that you may be going through. Drop it in the comments down below. What's getting in the way of you starting your business? What's slowing you down? What hurdles are you facing? What roadblocks? What's stopping you from getting more clients, more transactions? And what's stopping you from setting and sticking to your schedule? What's getting in the way of you being full-time? What's slowing you down? I'll give you about a minute for this one. Go ahead and answer this down below. And again, I'm just going to play a short segment of music, and then I'm going to continue on. If you're watching this in replay format, #replay, and go ahead and write your stuff. Pause this video, write it in the comments, and then come back and start. Okay? Okay, let's go ahead and continue. So we've looked at 2 of the 5 secrets. Now, this next part, this is the goal, though. So this is the most valuable. The discovery is the most valuable part of the conversation. This is where you qualify them. And now the gold nuggets, the gold coins right here is what you will actually learn about how to ensure that this conversation gets them to work with you specifically. And this is the problem that I ran into because I was having these great conversations with people, giving them all my best stuff. And they said, you know what? I will call my friend the agent. Thank you for help. Thank you for explaining how to work with an agent or the benefits of an agent. This happened over and over again. And I thought, no, work with us. We're the ones that we want to work with. But and it happened over and over again. Oh, thank you for explaining the benefits of an agent. I'm going to call my friend. I'm going to use my sister. I'll call that other agent. And I was like, no, that's not what I meant. I meant work with us. So this is when I took this to my team leader, I'm like, here's the problem I'm having. Here's what she told me. Here's how we fixed it. And here's how I stopped losing prospects through these gold nuggets. And I reveal all of this in the Catapult to Results program that I will share with you a little bit tomorrow. But really, that is going to keep them and make them fall in love with you, make them fall in love with you and create raving fans. So once you get the discovery part, you qualify them, you drop your gold on them, then we have to reverse the process of digging down. And here is where you start learning some of the questions to ask them to have them sell themselves to you. So, and you might want to write this down, that you are the prize. You are the prize. Because the truth is, they have the problem and you have the solution. Okay, they have the problem, you have the solution, you are the prize. So how do we do all of this in an elegant way that's not arrogant, that doesn't feel pushy? And so the next question is, cool, well, Bob, well, Mary, how do you think that I can help you? And at this point, it's important that they already have a realization of your specialty and have a realization of why you are unique. And this is the point where they are going to start selling themselves to you. And they're not actually going to know that they're selling themselves. What they're actually doing is they are eliciting all of the reasons to you. They're vocalizing with their own voices why they should work with you. Because when people say whatever your prospects say they believe, even if you have said the same thing to them, when they say it, it means something different to them. So this is what we want. By the way, this works at every business. This is actually a very important, it's like the antidote to buyer's remorse, okay? Because your people got pushed or they got pushed into something without selling themselves first, this is where buyer's remorse comes from. So they need to know for themselves why you can help them, okay? Because we're not pushing our services on anyone. And I'm saying all of this because this is so important. Hey, how do you think that I can help you? And so I'm going to ask you this question right now. How is it from what you've seen so far? And type it in the chat if you're on Zoom with me, and go ahead and drop it in the comments down below. What do you think? How do you think that as a coach, as all of this marketing stuff I'm going through, how is it that you think I can help you? I'll give you 30 seconds on the clock. And then I'll be right back. Again, if you're watching this in replay format, #replay, drop in your comments down below. And let's continue. And it's important that you start to feel what these phrases and questions and steps feel like, because when you go through the sales process yourself, you know what your person is feeling. Okay, so this is the reverse. Here on the very last step, step number 5 is where you actually present your solution. So earlier, day 1, we talked about offers, and we talked about products, and we talked about the whole idea of marketing. And so here, is where you are going to give your red hot offer. And not only are they going to buy that Swiss Army knife from you for $90, they are going to think that they got a deal. And guess what? You are going to make money too. This is where you present your red hot offer. This is where you present all of the things that you can do for them. Okay. And so that is those are the 5 secrets to never lose a lead. And when you can go through each of them, when you can start with rapport, set the frame, go into discovery, drop your gold to ensure they fall in love with you, and then get them to sell themselves to you, and then show them all the ways you can help them, they will fall and flock and turn into raving fans for you. So real quick, I may have gotten a little mixed up in some of the things, but you know what? We're just gonna roll with it. We're gonna roll with this. Let's just talk about content now. Back when I made the slide deck, I may have had a reason to put this in there. Let's talk about how to use your content then to convert viewers to clients, because this is going to be another tool that you can put in your pocket. And even after this 5 days, you're going to be able to implement this and use this moving forward. Okay, so we have your who. We have that person that you are going to work with, that person that you are going to save their lives. Every single business, every agent, and I don't care which niche you choose, the first thing you need to ask yourself is, who is your dream client? Who is the person that you have been called to serve? And a lot of times agents think, oh, business is business, or clients are clients. I help everybody. But again, we've already talked about why this is a horrible message, because I doubt that you have ever dated anybody or friends with anybody, have liked anybody because they were the same as everybody else. Think about your partner or your last partner. What is it that you like about that person? What are the things? Is it the things that are different that you like about them, or the things that are the same as many other people? That's a silly question, because we know she's different, he's different. I like them because they're different, right? And so this is what we have to embrace, even though it might seem against our logical brains, but you have to realize you must be different if you want to be liked. If you want to be known, if you want to be trusted, you have to have an opinion. You have to stand ground. You have to be able to solve problems. Be different, and your dream customer is going to see that in you. They are going to realize that you're the one that they need to work with. And so you need to get crystal clear on who your person is and how you can help them, because this is where it's going to become without it, it's going to be really hard to attract them. Okay, so if you're like all the other agents who are thinking, well, I just don't want to limit myself, or I'm just trying to get clients, I don't care who it is, you're actually doing the opposite, and you're repulsing people because you're just the same as everybody else. Again, I want you to think back to that Swiss Army knife that was worth $30 or worth $90. People are going to buy if they only see apples to apples, they're going to buy the cheaper one. Okay. If they see one apple and they see an orchard, they're going to choose you. You're the orchard. You've got so much to offer. You've got so much abundance. So once you find the who, second thing you have to understand is your niche. And we're actually going to talk about how to create content around this. And once you find your niche, they've now got a journey in front of them, and they're not only going to have normal real estate issues, they're going to have their niche issues. Okay. And there actually can be many results, not just sold house, right? There's a lot of results that your people are going to be having along the way. Let's say you specialize in divorce. Then your who is the people in the local area going through divorce and who want to sell their house. So what's the big result for them? Selling their house. But they're going to have little smaller things happen to them along the way. Okay. So to get them from cold to hot, you need to show them that you've got what they need. Take them from questioning to happy. So what they have in front of them, they have this path in front of them. Okay? This journey ahead of them. Along the way, and by the way, you're their tour guide. Along the way, they are going to come across obstacles. They're going to be some small, and there are going to be some larger ones, some very big ones, some ones that reveal themselves over time, and ultimately, you are going to build content along their journey to help them understand what they need to know to alleviate their objections or concerns. Okay, so for instance, if there is somebody who is specializing in foreclosure, you probably know that the insurance is one of the bigger risks. A lot of people who are in foreclosure are not able to pay their bills, and then they let some of the insurance kind of go to the wayside, or they don't pay their insurance bill, and suddenly the bank slaps on their insurance company, which is huge, which was like so much more than the one you had. So when you can maintain your current insurance, that is going to keep all of your bills low. And if you're a homeowner and you've not done this before, you may not even know that. You want to help them get out of pain and navigate the water. So let's talk about, by the way, in doing that, helping them along their journey shows them that you know what you're doing. So we're going to talk about building content real quick. And let me ask you, who would be excited to learn how to build content, create content with the easy button? Yeah, I thought I had a cool animation here. How would that help you to build confidence, knowing that you are the expert? You already know what you needed to know. So here we go. Day one, we actually picked your niche, your specialty, your area of expertise. Okay, that's day one. We had all this. We're going to turn off the animation on that. There we go. We had all of these things that you could choose from, and not single family home. And I'm going to go ahead and say not luxury, because luxury is based on a price range, not on a problem. Again, we're going to go back to choosing your spouse. You probably did not choose your spouse because they are the same as everybody else. You wanted somebody different, and so do your people. They want you to establish your authority and show your expertise. They're actually looking for this, right? The least attractive people, like if you even think about drinking soda or pop, the most generic brands, it's like the Walmart brand of Coke. It's very generic. They can sell it cheaper because it's the same thing, right? It's not special. It's the least attractive type of product. One is the same as every one that is the same as others. So let's talk about how you do this. I'm glad you asked. Oh, that's a review. So again, you probably remember we talked about the medical field. General practitioners, I help anyone and everyone. But if you got a niche, you're an orthopedic surgeon, brain surgeon, pediatric surgeon. Like if you got a child, you want a pediatric surgeon, you got a reconstructive surgeon. Maybe you want a therapist or counselor. You have a general therapist who could just say, we'll just talk about general feelings. Or do you want somebody who specializes in marriage counseling, specializes in mental health, or like a specific mental health condition? It could be I'm updating this as we talk, bipolar, or it could be like schizophrenia. I don't think I spelled that right, but we'll see. Right, but if you have one of the, like, you want somebody who specializes in that. So, or PTSD or childhood. And so you want to stand out, you want to be different. Again, if you're a real estate agent, I help anybody and everybody. But if you got a niche, you might be looking at foreclosures, divorce, probate. Maybe you're a specialist in vacation homes, short-term rentals, Airbnb, maybe even short sales like our team was. However, 99% of agents are stuck in the mentality that I help anyone and everyone. That's the best way to not get anywhere. Okay? Even me, I coach real estate agents. I don't coach all real estate agents. No, I coach specific type of people. I'm looking for people who are trying to get started, who may not be successful in lead generation. If you're already successful in marketing, you've got tons of leads coming in, you don't need me. I'm not going to solve your problem. 99% of agents just want to be generalists. This is a death trap. I want you to think about divorce niche. So if you were going to get a divorce and you had a house and you wanted to sell it, would you choose somebody who's specialized in divorce? Put yourself in your prospect shoes. Specialized in helping husbands and wives split equally and fairly and not one side getting screwed? Or would you want somebody with no experience in divorce? Right? Obviously, you'd rather have somebody who knows what to do to split it equally so nobody gets screwed. And so I searched on Facebook. There are so few divorce real estate agents available. So if you were to do this, you're going to rank quite high up. So if you did divorce real estate Chicago, divorce real estate Dallas, this is how people are going to find you. I actually have a friend, Cindy, who is a divorce coach, and she and I met just through a mutual mastermind. This is some of her divorce content. Now, she's a coach, but what she's doing, she's talking about what you might experience if you were going through a divorce and you wanted to get a coach. Then another piece of her content was going through the answers to this question. How do you know? Or could you change it to, how do you know if you need a real estate agent specializing in divorce? You aren't thinking clearly. You're unfamiliar with the divorce process or don't know what comes next. You're having a hard time getting past your anger and are constantly triggered. You're paralyzed by fear and uncertainty and find yourself avoiding the things that need to be done. Again, these are all showing you what your problems might be, and somebody who can articulate that, they know how to solve them. That's kind of that's one of the rules of marketing. If you can articulate the problems, your people will assume you know how to solve them. So I'm just going to flip through these real quick. But this is how you create content around a specific niche. Okay. Imagine if you were a divorce niche agent. Your social media was branded, and then all of your community knew about it. All of your content had those types of helpful messages. You had studies and statistics, and you knew the process, the laws, and the common mistakes people made in that same niche. You know the common pitfalls and problems that they face, and you've got a divorce attorneys referring you business. And you can actually offer advice to them, to your prospects, about how to even have a conversation with their kids about it. Okay, so that's part one, just choosing your niche. Step two, we're getting way easier here. Step two is to, let's see if there's any comments happening. Step two is the easy creation process, the easy content creation. Number one, research your common problems for your people. Find the solution and add a picture. Well, let's talk about how to do that. Number one, let's talk about where to research your common problems. You go to the groups in your niche. You read the comments, questions, posts, advice, answers, topics, etc. This is one of my favorite techniques to do. You can Google the topic, most common problems in niche. Whoops, I missed one. There's Amazon. You could say, go to Amazon in your niche, read the reviews and the things that people are asking. And I'll show you a little bit more about that after the slide. You can Google the topic, and nowadays we use ChatGPT to go through and ask it the questions and have it tell our answers. So You can search Reddit. Like there's just so many different ways that you can find out what your people are asking. For instance, here's how to do it on Amazon. You go to Amazon, you look up the book, How Probate Works. Then you look at the, the review. Okay, Stephen Kwan here gave us 3 pieces of content. I've never even heard the word probate. Okay, headline for content. Didn't know the word probate. Probate defined and how it affects you. The second one, I never knew the process of handling. Doesn't know the process. 5 probate mistakes you don't want to make. Affairs of the deceased. 17 loose ends family members forget after a loved one passes. Okay, you see how easy this is? You just find content within that and create headlines from it. And then, of course, you can flush it out from there. And I'll show you how to flush it out. That's our next step. So we found the solutions. You can Google the topic to see what comes up. Like this. Probate process. We find out it is a court supervised proceeding, blah, blah, blah. Doesn't even matter. We just write that and we put that up on content. Probate defined and how it affects you. Look at all these articles. Affairs of the deceased. And bonus, people also ask, what debts are forgiven at death? Another piece of content. Can a deceased person hear? Another piece of content. Okay. The third content, easy content creation process, use a picture. Again, you can get somebody else's picture or use your own picture. Let's talk about using somebody else's picture. Go to Pexels.com and you can open up another tab on your browser and do this right now. Follow along and look at some of the cool stuff that you can find. Yeah, so you could do, I wrote in funeral, I wrote in divorce. You could write in graveyard, you could write in death of a loved one. That would be, by the way, that's what probate is. Okay, so you can just choose a photo that's appropriate. Now, I worked with somebody called Dawn, and we created this just super basic piece of content just so that we could go through and just show the process. Now, better content gets better engagement. However, this is following the process to a T with no fluff, right? It shows that Dawn is branded and working in the VA loans, that she knows what she's talking about. She's giving you steps to do it. It doesn't look super fluffy, but hey, you get the idea. It's got appropriate picture, it's got an appropriate title, and it's got 7 steps. Because the truth is, if you can find the exact questions that your people are asking and articulate these back to your people, they are going to think that you have the solution, which you will, because you can always Google, you can chat GPT it, you can do so much to find the answers. It's all about marketing. You find the answers in so many places. While you're finding out the answers, here's a trick. You're actually learning more about that topic too, so that you actually get to learn and you become more of the expert. So, in order to dial in your combination, we have to create content that creates conversations. And the number 1 rule of content is, put it in the chat below if you know what it is. Ready? Number 1 rule of content. Number 1, drop it down below in the comments. Drum roll, please. Brrr. Create conversations. Okay. So do you see how easy it is to create content around this? Who here is getting excited? Get your common problems, find the solutions, add a picture. Woo! Who here is excited? How easy is this stuff? Are you starting to see how this can work for you? When you choose a niche, you create content in that niche. Obviously, the better content is going to get you a bit more leads. It attracts the person with the problems that you know how to solve. You actually raise your value because you're solving those specific problems. How cool is this? How cool is this? This is how you use your content to create conversations which convert viewers to clients, even if you suck at selling. So the difference between a strategy that is making money and a strategy that doesn't is your ability to create content which shows them that you know the answers, that creates conversations. That's it. That's it. That's the whole point of marketing, to create content, to have conversations, to bring them in, to show them you know what you're doing. So here's your homework for tonight. You ready? It's a big one. I forgot to give you, no, I gave you some homework last night. What I'm going to do, you are going to follow that process, that 3-step process where you find the thing you're going to talk. So number 1, you're going to tell them what your niche is. Number 2, you're going to tell them why you're going to tell them. Number 3, you're going to tell them. Number 4, you're going to tell them what you told them. Well, let's look at what that looks like. So there's a 4-step process to organizing what you say on video. First thing is, tell them what you're going to tell them. Tell them why you're going to tell them. Then you tell them, and then you tell them what you told them. It sounds silly, but it's really, it really helps everybody understand you better. And by the way, you can use these frameworks when you are talking to your spouse, talking to children, anything to help the thing that you're getting ready to deliver to them be for them to really understand the value of it. So I'm going to use this framework with you real quick. I'm going to show you the framework to help you get your message delivered on video. And this is important because when you are speaking on video, number 1, it helps the clarity in your mind, and it helps your message be understood with the value that it needs to be understood. So the framework is this. It's 4 steps. Tell them what you're going to tell them why you're going to tell them what you told them. So you've just heard the 4 steps of the framework. Scene. Okay, so you're going to say, just for instance, hey, here are the 3 biggest mistakes about divorce. Okay, 3 biggest mistakes about niche. This is your homework. So where it says niche, you're going to insert your niche. So you're going to tell them what, why, how, and fits where. Okay, what is it? You're going to ask a question. By the way, that is the best way to open up. Always ask a question at the beginning. How would you like to know the 3 mistakes about niche? Okay, tell them why this is important, why they need to pay attention. And then tell them the things. Okay, then how does it fit into the bigger picture? What problem does it solve? And what's going to happen if they don't? How would you like to avoid the 3 biggest mistakes most people make about foreclosure? This is important because if you are looking at foreclosure, or you might have that in the horizon, you need to do this to save your credit and get out of it as unscathed as possible. The first thing you need to do is keep paying your insurance. The second thing you need to do is this thing. The third thing you need to do is this thing. And by the way, the number 1 thing they always need to do is have an agent who can help walk you through the process. So in the end, if you're looking at a foreclosure, then you need to avoid these 3 things because it can really mess up the rest of your life. Scene. Okay. So I'm also going to deliver this framework to you on the 3 biggest mistakes real estate agents make on Facebook Lives using the what, who, how, and fits where. So I'm going to tell you the 3 biggest mistakes realtors make when doing Facebook Lives. And if you're an agent, you need to know how to deliver important information on video because your viewers will switch off if you do these things and your message won't get heard. So the first thing you need to do, the first mistake is you're probably going to talk too much. And I have this problem too. Get to the point, deliver your message, and move on. The second thing that most agents do is that you are too boring. You speak slowly and you're not exciting to listen to. The number 1 mistake that agents make when doing Facebook Lives is saying, I want to pop on here real quick. Don't do that. Start with your headline. So this is a good strategy when you're trying to market yourself online. If this was valuable for you, drop a comment or share this video to somebody who you think it may help. Scene. Okay, so this is your, let me put that slide again, it's a duplicate. Yeah, it's a duplicate there. So hope that helps, right? So yeah, you've already seen this. Yeah, so this is your homework for tonight. Now, this is a big one, okay? This is a big one. Now, for you, I am going to give you the opportunity to write it out in text form and put that picture there like we showed. However, if you really want to grow as an agent, if you want to grow as a person, as a marketer, as a business owner and entrepreneur, do the Facebook Live, even though you're scared, even though you're fearful, even though you are judging yourself. I promise you, I have done this with so many agents, and all of them have been super resistant to going live on Facebook. The more you do it, the more weird it seems. All of them have resisted. After they go live, not a one has ever died. And in fact, they don't feel resistance after they do it. They often feel, oh my God, I want to do it again. Oh my gosh, I can't believe how exhilarating that was. And when you step out of your comfort zone, you're growing your comfort zone. You're growing as a person. You will be a bigger person if you do the live. However, if you're looking to stay inside your comfort zone, you can do the text post. If you do the live, I'm going to give you 8 points today. If you do the text post, you still get 5 points. Okay. Right now, I want you to sketch it out. What are the 4 things? And still in your text post, you're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4. You're still going to do your 4 boxes. Okay. For your explanation. And again, if you are still wearing that profile ring, keep rocking. Keep rocking. We are on. And that is the end of day 3. I hope you enjoyed it. And I look forward to seeing your content. Post it on your personal page. Okay. Post it on your personal page and then share it into this group. So go live on your personal page, share it into this group. Okay. That is the end. And I will see you on the inside.